Are you tired of starting the year with big and huge financial goals, yet ending the year broke? You start every year with so much, you are optimistic, you are very sure that this year I'm going to save a lot of money. Then some things happen you can't even explain. You can't even keep track of your money. You don't even know what happened. And then you end the year with no savings. And you're wondering, how do I move from this stage? Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk with Ene. Please don't forget to comment, to share, and to subscribe. So today we're going to be talking about tips on how to save money to build financial stability and build wealth. So I'm just going to be sharing 10 tips. I always say that this is a place where we are growing, we are learning together. I'm going to share some things from my own personal experiences. I'm going to just share some tips. So I'm not sharing all of the tips. I'm going to be sharing some things that have worked for me. I've always said that this is a place where we are growing together. It's a safe space that we all are learning and growing together with the aim of attaining productivity, getting better, and achieving our dreams. So of course, the first tip I'm going to share is probably something we've heard before: creating a budget, but this time creating a realistic budget. The truth is that you're probably a lot of times we feel that, oh, they keep saying create a budget, I create a budget, yet I end up broke. We need to learn to create realistic budgets. It's not just about creating a budget. You can create a budget that you're not even planning to use. So it's not even just about creating a budget. Creating a realistic budget. Sometimes we create unrealistic budgets. And that's why we end up not even doing anything. We end up not using the budget because it's not realistic. We put prices that are not even obtainable. We put things that we know we cannot even get. We even do budgets that are way above what we are earning. Make it realistic. How much do I have every month? How much do I need to put for this, for that, for that? How much do I spend? So create a realistic budget. Now, before you create a budget, ask yourself, is this realistic? Am I being sincere? Am I being honest with myself? Would this even work? And most times we create budget, but we don't use it. We just create budget for, if they ask you, did you create a budget? Yes, I created a budget. I created one, or I've created one or something, but we don't use it. So create a realistic budget. Number 2, build an emergency fund. One of the things that there was something I needed money urgently last year. Guess what helped me? An emergency fund that I created. I was just putting that money somewhere. And there was this time I needed money urgently. It was at the time when nobody could help me with that amount that I needed. I was wondering what I was going to do. I was confused. I was thinking, what do I do? How do I get this money? And then I remember that I saved some money somewhere. And through the strategy that I used in saving that money is such that I forget the money exists. So I don't use it at all. So I only remembered when an emergency came. An emergency that needed urgent intervention. It was very urgent. So it's not something that I can even ask somebody for help at that time, because it was something urgent and extremely important, time bound. There was a time limit that I needed that money to come up. So I had created an emergency fund for a long time that I had forgotten existed. So build an emergency fund. It's not something maybe you have to stack one a large amount of money. It could be something you keep somewhere that you're adding little by little. Maybe $10 every day, 10 naira, 20 ruble or whatever. You just keep adding small by small, 200, 100, 1,000. You just keep adding as little as you can. And please don't create an emergency fund that you're always spending from. It's called emergency fund for a reason. Something you only use when there's an emergency. Something that can save you when nothing else can save you. So create an emergency fund. You start by building. Now, one of the ways I created mine was I just used to just dump funds there. It could be even very little. Very little. It could be maybe I get one, lose money somewhere or something happen. I just keep, no matter how little it is, I just keep dropping it. It's not something I do when I have large money. I just keep dropping it, and then it was just piling up. Because I was not using out of it, it kept piling up. Please invest wisely. Number 3, invest wisely. The truth is that one of the things that have affected people's finances is investment. People just wake up and invest. People just wake up and invest in money, invest large amounts of money. And there are a lot of people out there waiting to eat people's money, waiting to scam you of your hard-earned money. Please invest wisely before you invest. And that will bring us to the next point, which I will talk about later. Invest in the right funds. Invest wisely. Don't just invest anyhow. Invest wisely. See, educate yourself. Financial education is very important, which is the next point. Financial education. The truth is that when you are reading about stock, you are reading about certain things, you are reading about finances, it's hard for somebody to scam you. When you think you have enough knowledge about things, you're always making, you're always reading, you're always taking courses on finances, and then you're asking questions, it's hard for somebody to just come and say, give me your money, or ask you to invest. And so the 2 points, investing wisely, it has to do with you being educated. You educating yourself about finances. The certain times I just read about some things. I read people's investment and all of that. I ask all the questions. Even when I'm not planning to invest, I just get to know about it, even maybe to educate somebody, and so that I don't even fall into the wrong hands. Don't just invest everything you have. It's better to start little by little. And then live below your means. Live below your means. Some of us, we are not saving so much because we are spending more than we have. We are earning. We are spending more than we are earning. And some of these things you can actually do without them. You are earning 200 or maybe 2,000 or 3,000, and then you are spending 1,500 on just clothes and outfits. And you already have clothes. I read about something. Someone said, if you cannot afford it, how many times you don't buy it? And I think that I'm trying to use that too. That when I cannot afford something, I don't buy it. And so learn to live below your means, not above your means. Avoid impulse buying. I used to suffer from this before. Sometimes I'm not planning to buy something, I now start buying them. But I've learned to teach myself, whenever I come across something, I tell myself, Esther, you didn't plan for this, so we are not buying it. And I keep doing that. I keep speaking to myself, and that has helped me to avoid impulse buying. So it's hard for me. Impulse buying is not something I struggle with anymore. And it's one of the things that have helped me save money even more. I avoid impulse buying so much. If I didn't plan before I buy something, I already planned that, okay, at the end of this week, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy these clothes. Of course, it's not every time you are going to just be strict about it, but when you discipline yourself to a certain point, that you don't just keep buying things anyhow, you don't just keep buying anyhow, it's hard for you to just keep buying. You would see that impulse buying is not something that you do easily, and that will help you to save more money. You don't buy everything because the truth is that the things you say you are buying because it's cheaper, because they are running sales or 50%, 100% sales, you end up spending money you didn't plan to spend. So you end up losing more money instead of saving. In your mind, you think you are saving. You are not saving because, first of all, you didn't plan to buy it. But because it's 50% sales, 40%, so let me buy so I will save money. But you're not even planning to buy clothes. You were not even planning to buy pots. You were not planning to buy anything. And then because it sales, you are buying it. You are not saving money. You're actually spending more money. And your money is going to keep reducing and deducting. Plan for big expenses. Plan for big expenses. It could be maybe there was this time I was planning to do something. I started planning for it the year before. because I know I may probably never have that large amount of money. So I was like, okay, let me start planning for it gradually. Like every month, maybe I need 100,000. Every month, I could just keep like maybe 10,000 or 5,000 or something. And that way, by the end of how many months, I've been able to gather that much. But if it's something I just want to buy at once, if it's something I just want to have the money all at once, I may never have the opportunity. And it may affect my other expenses. So it could be you want to plan for a birthday, a vacation. You can start by planning for it at the beginning of the year if you're going to go in December or next year. That way, it doesn't affect your finances so much. It doesn't affect it so much. Also, plan your debts wisely. Don't just keep borrowing money anyhow. Keep borrowing money anyhow. You borrow for every single thing. As much as you can, avoid borrowing. Avoid borrowing. Also, make plans to make extra income. Of course, not everybody is privileged to have opportunities to make extra income, but look for ways that you can create multiple sources of income if it's possible. Because the more income you have, the better it gets. And then also try to save as little as it, no matter how little it is, make a plan to save every month. I'm trying to keep the tips as simple as possible. And I hope that you are able to invest wisely, you're able to save more, you're able to create better budget, you're able to avoid impulse buying as much as possible, you're able to educate yourself about finances so that this year, 2025, you would save more, you build very robust very robust finances, and you will be able to even you build wealth, and you become financial stable this year. You attain financial stability this year. I hope these tips were helpful. You can share with me in the comment section which of this you've been doing and which you intend to add if you've not been doing it.